Seun Kuti continues the legacy of his legendary father, Afrobeat king Fela Kuti. Seun performed at Stern Grove Festival with Fela's original band, Egypt 80, and spoke with the audience before their performance on June 22, 2008.
Afrobeat is more than a genre of music, it is also a movement. It was a movement created for the emancipation of the black mind and the black race everywhere in the world, It's a music of expression. It's an ideological movement, it's a political movement, it's a social movement, but most especially it's a musical movement as well. I'm very, very happy because my father did not influence Nigerians alone, or Africans alone. He's been able to influence the world. So there are a lot of Afrobeat bands right now. And it's because of what it stands for. It's because of the freedom of expression it offers, being a genre created for this purpose, so. My dad named the band Egypt 80 because, we are Africans, really. So Egypt is the cradle of African civilization. World civilization, that's where it started, But the first civilization is African, we can relate to that. So I think that's the reason why my dad named the band Egypt 80. Why it was 80 was because on July 25th, 1980, my dad says it was visited by the spirits. That's when it became very spiritual in 1980. So that's why he named the band Egypt 80, And it's such a cool, funky ass name. Funky name, so. My father has done very much for me, growing up as a kid, growing up with him and everything, so. And I always knew that his music was the most important thing to him. His band as well. So when he died, I never planned to keep the band going. It was going to be my job, As a teenager, I had, I always wanted to be a musician, but, not leading my father's band because I'd always been thinking, man, my dad has Egypt 80, my brother has Positive Force. What am I going to call my own band? This is gonna be these guys have, really cool band names, man. I got to think about something cool. It was a spontaneous thing because there was a family meeting and I thought everybody would want to keep the band going, but the family didn't think it was financially viable, economically, to keep the band. Fela is no longer alive, so they basically wanted the band to just go, So I just thought, okay, what if I keep playing with the band, because this band meant so much to my father, and this band has done so much for Africa in terms of music, Africans everywhere in the world, and the world as well, the band itself is a legend, so in the beginning it was tough, because when you take someone like Fela out of the equation, it's very tough, and in our society, in our culture, like, they encourage, they really want you to prove yourself, before they support you in any way. So basically, it was a really tough beginning, but, as I said, we believed in what we were doing, which was the most important thing. It's interesting. My dad was very original with his idea, and was very thorough as well. So growing up as a child, I was not given any chance to be influenced much by any of our music, I watched my dad perform all the time. I went on tours with him, every single tour since I was born, So basically, my dad had finished he had finished with the experiment, the music was done. So as an Afrobeat artist, all I have to do is listen to, basically, I love my dad's work between the late 60s and the early 80s. So that's basically the inspiration for my own music, I just have a original source to just listen to and be inspired.
Your support helps make possible Stern Grove Festival's admission-free concerts and outreach programs. Please make a donation online at www.sterngrove.org.